What is up? We are live yet again. Not really live, but live, kind of.
Hi everyone.
Hello. All right, we are back for I think our 5th episode. Are we at 5 already? This is absolute madness. Every time I'm surprised. And here we are. But we are yet another week into the world of digital agencies running studios, dealing with clients, etc., etc. Did you have any highlights for this week, Olia, that you want to talk about?
I stopped working with the one client, which I actually was very excited, and it seemed so promising and interesting project. And we've done nice branding for her, but we just stuck with the website, and it was so stressful. And then we decided that we are not gonna work together, which
We're
is
amicably part ways.
yes, and it's could be a sad story, but somehow it made me so happy because I don't like being that stressful because she didn't like anything. She was like, it's something, yeah, she's not an easy one. So, yeah, I feel
Hey,
relieved, kind
you
of.
feel relieved. Oh my gosh. So tell us in the comments if you guys ever had this where you actually like just fired a client. Because I guess that's technically what you did. You went, actually, this is not gonna work. But didn't she say she's gonna come back to you when she's ready?
Yeah, she
I never
said
know what that
she
means.
will build it in Wix and then I will rebuild it. I will update it to Wix Studio, but she doesn't
Dear.
realize that it will be the same project from ground. Like she thinks like
Oof.
she'll just a little upgrade, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna work anyway. So
Fair enough. Well, at least she has great branding. I mean, to be fair, I feel like that already makes a big difference. Like that really is 50% of the push. So at least she has that. So we'll take it.
yeah, and she loved it. So
Okay, good. That's good. What did I have? I mean, I've had some interesting things this week. I feel like I've had some red flags where I was just like, oh, this is like a runaway. I had a client call who was like super keen and like very ambitious with what they wanted to build. Like they had like this massive vision and like I want this in there and I want this integration and I want this and this and like got on the call. Well actually I sent them like a because they were like, oh, could you give me an estimate for this before we even got into a call? And that already is for me like, okay. Maybe it's better because if I just chuck a big number at you, then it's either going to go yes or no. Anyway, chuck the big number at them via email, jumped on a call with them. And they're like, we want to start with something small. And I was like, yeah, no, I thought so. I thought we're probably going to be doing that. And so like, we're going to do the MVP of this. And I'm like, yeah, cool. And then it just got worse. It got like, oh, this is like a small business that we want to start, and we just want to test it out first. And this might be like over 5 months that we have to, little by little build. And I'm just like, yeah, no, that's good. At least you're telling me this now, so I can go, nope, not how that's gonna work.
yes,
As if
it's
for the
good
whole
when it's all in the beginning. You understand.
at least, I
I
respect you
feel
at least telling
grateful.
me.
Yes.
Oh gosh, it was something. So now I'm like trying to be really nice and I'm like, listen, I appreciate this is a small business that you're only starting now. And I mean, they didn't have no budget, so I was quite impressed. Like usually they have all of these expectations and no budget at all. So I was very clear. It's like, for your budget, this is what we can do. And this is the process that we're going to follow. And this process is very specific. It's over this amount of weeks. And this is going to be the outcome of what this is going to look like. And so, needless to say, this was a bit of like a bit of a shock. But yeah, so I think always like from the get-go, like I'm just basically going to send them a proposal, reiterate like this whole process and just go take it or leave it kind of thing. But yeah, the amount of red flags just like in the first few, I was like, no, this is going to be a mission. So yes, I think we've all had our stories. So you guys, if you have any interesting stories about your week, please let us know. Share it with us. We'd love to know. Shall we jump into any fun
Updates.
updates?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
All right. So you've heard of Cookie Gate. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna call it Cookie Gate.
That's not in the updates actually, as far as I know. I mean, it's not in that section, but that's what everyone is talking about. And we don't have our cookie banner anymore, which is really, really sad. And if someone from Wix will listen to this, like it was one of the thing I sold. I mean, I used it to sell um the process. Like, it's so easy. It's just like, as anything with Wix, like that. And now it's just not there, and now it's way more complicated, and it's not even Wix thing. It's a third party app, but everyone is raging about that. I can understand that the legislation in this like topic overall is getting like more strict, and I
Sure.
understand that they just don't want to have this responsibility. And this app they use, it's kind of the app, the biggest in that field. So they just take it from their shoulders and using. I guess we will have more, because people also complain about all this, that Wix doesn't align with this restriction, that restriction. So I understand that what they're trying to do as well. But now it's you have to pay for. I guess there is a free version as well, but I don't think um, it's suitable for many cases.
Yeah. I mean, I'd hate to see I saw this coming, but like literally every single other tool that I use, except I think actually Shopify, from what I can figure out, um, like all of them, you have to like have an additional integration. And I always thought like, surely this is not so difficult to build. Like, I cannot figure out why this is such, because every website in the world has it, technically. I mean, at this point, I mean, everyone does business with Europe. So I'm just like, this is 90% of websites on the internet in my head. Obviously, it's probably not, but in my head, I'm thinking, like, surely. And then I'm just like, just freaking build it in there. It shouldn't be this difficult. And so I was really, like you said, it was a massive selling point, like Wix Studio wise, because like this is built in, it's already there. What an absolute win. But because for like Webflow, it's a mission. It's an absolute mission. For like any other builder I've used so far, like every time it's a mission, like an absolute mission. So now it's just continuing to be a mission. And so at this point, it's like EU Benda, or like it's a company EU Benda or something like that. Like they're like a main cookie provider. Again, you have to pay for every month, or Elfsight has like a widget that you can bring in. But it's so expensive just for this
Yeah,
freaking
that's
pop-up of
like
data.
$5 per month, something like that.
Yeah, it's like between 5 and 8, depending on what you're using, and like how stringent they are with like if someone says no and can they bring their, like that's the expensive part. The expensive part is not necessarily the pop-up and stuff. It's like the data that it collects, and like if someone says no, what happens then? It's like all of that logic in the back end. That's actually what makes it really expensive. Um, it's just a mission. Anyway, so yeah, this sucks. Um, I don't know. I feel like with everything else that they're building and like bringing into Wix Studio, I'm like, maybe let's keep the stuff that was working before we bring in new things, you know?
Yeah, I will definitely miss the how easy that was. But I totally understand if it's the industry standard, and if they can't follow it with their solution,
Exactly.
they have to. Like, there's
Exactly.
not any other way. So, and like I remember days when we didn't have the cookie banners and nobody cared. And I believe it's still like many designers and businesses, they're not aware about this little thing.
It's like maybe it's too much of a mission. So yeah, there we go. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. It would be really interesting to get everyone's take, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Right. The only other one from updates that I find even remotely kind of interesting is this one. So increase conversions and boost marketing campaigns with AI marketing agent. All right. So I have a question. Have you ever like advised clients or helped clients like do their marketing through the Wix dashboard, like Google Ads and things like that, Facebook, social media
No,
posts,
no,
all of that.
I didn't, but no, I offered to try it, but wouldn't like just to, for the peace of mind. You tried it, you've seen how it works. I heard some good comments about that even from clients. I mean about Facebook ads, because I can see that they do it monthly, they pay for it, so it means it's working for them. But for example, this marketing, I tried it when it was in alpha or beta, I don't know, version. I had it and I was offered to try it on my website. And now I don't know how to stop it because I did some,
Can I turn this
it did
off?
something and now it generates like absolutely rubbish blog post. Like I don't know.
No.
It's just yeah. It's
It was there, but
very
now.
poorly done marketing. Maybe it's better than nothing, even though I would argue with that too. Sometimes it's better nothing than stupid things.
So here's where I'm at. Okay. I remember I had a meeting with Wix Studio's team about like AI, right? Because they were like, oh, want to know how we can like improve AI in your site and like how to bring it in more and blah, blah, blah. And this is that whole chat that I had with them about like, I'd rather use ChatGPT than like the text thing on the website because they don't know any context of the business. In that same conversation, I said, where AI might be interesting is if it can advise me on how to improve my SEO. Because if I could now, because there's one thing just giving me like SEO suggestions and things, but if you in 3 months could tell me what ranked well, what did well, what improvements I can make, that would be game changing, right? Because that would be like an actual website improvement. And so I don't know if this is where this is going. If so, that would have been that would be great. Like that would be like if you can read my data for the last 3 months and you can actually tell me where I need to be improving, what kind of keywords are ranking in my industry. Like that feels really advanced and super useful because now we're not just doing SEO, but we're like improving SEO, like as time goes, etc., etc. Where you lose me is when we try and like move into the world of social media and like paid ads and I mean even email marketing, which to be fair, that's probably the only thing I would use in Wix Studio is like the email marketing tool, just because it does seem more fluid. But like, let's leave social media for the social media people and like the social media, platforms and things. Like, I just don't see what value this is adding for maybe like a really, really small business where like this is like
Yeah,
their
it's
only
for small
hope.
business. It's not for like it's for those who can't afford
I
any
know,
like
but I can't
agency.
imagine that
Yeah,
this is any. I can't imagine like it's good quality stuff coming from it. Maybe it is. I don't know. Like, I feel like we
no,
should
it's not
maybe
that
test this
far.
out.
I try,
Maybe
but
we should
like
test it out.
it's very, no, it's just very, mm, average. Nothing great.
Yeah. I just don't want it to come across as AI, and I feel like that's what it does. So I'm all for the SEO one. I'm so excited because I can see this growing into something really valuable. But you're kind of losing me with the rest because the rest to me seems so personal. Like social media is extremely personal. So SEO, I just need you to go read what Google is doing, and I need you to tell me, and I need you to tell me how to improve my website. There's nothing personal about it. Social media is such a personal game. Even email marketing, again, such a personal game. Paid ads, psychological game. If we're using AI in these and it's not like literally like perfected for these platforms, and you don't know how to like manipulate it and play with it and really bring in like your actual client and all of that, if you can't like really teach it like who your client base is, then I find this really useless because you're just going to chuck more AI into the world and it's just not going to resonate. That's my take. I don't know. So
Yeah, I agree that all this like we have all these tools and we see what it provides and I don't know, maybe for someone just to, in sake of having this AI, because everyone is in this AI game now, and not having AI on your platform is like feeling very like left behind. And But for me, I also don't see the value, and I don't see myself using it, and I don't see myself recommending using it to my clients.
Yeah. I think I don't want to say there's no value in it because, like you just said, maybe it's like if I'm a small business owner and I'm just overwhelmed and like I can just click approve for a new email campaign to go out every week, freaking go. Yes,
Like, it's
right
so
now.
bad. I
Do you
don't
know
know,
what I mean?
because
Like,
I think about
yes,
like every single word I use on the website, and we're just like giving it to AI, like writing. I will tell you now the story which just now happened. It's funny. It's also about AI and about the perception and how we in it. I've just visited. I've been to event. Shark Tanks. It's not like it's the
yeah,
version,
yeah.
like a school
Oh,
version.
okay.
It's like school project, not school project, but they're serious people, startups, and they're looking for investors. Blah blah blah. Local, like
Like
level.
the Temu version is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah. And it was like 12 or 14 pitches. Every single pitch started this like meet Tom, meet Jim, and it's just the same structure, same like slides, like, and you can see that they like it's with AI or it's with template, which is kind of the same thing, and you're just losing. Like, I couldn't even like focus on it, and it's
You
all so
couldn't. It's just it
it's
just got boring.
mediocre. Yeah, it's bad. And then it was even funny because like the next one also will start it with the same phrase, and it was like that. Like maybe 70% of all of them started with the same phrase. Like, where do we go with that, really? It's like so yeah,
Weird.
yeah, it is. So that's what happens when we all use one tool and not our brain much.
No, I actually saw this thing the other day where it did like this brain scan of like someone who uses AI and someone who doesn't. And I was like, surely AI has not been around long enough. But apparently like the one who doesn't use AI is smarter. But like how can you not? I love AI. I use it every single day and I'm just like obsessed with it. And I'm just like, it's so great for like brainstorming. But I guess if you're not brainstorming with AI and you're
Yes,
just relying on it,
yes,
that's where it goes wrong, but you still need to add some critical thinking into it. And like it's fascinating how people are trying to work around it. So I think like LinkedIn is like the best place to see this like work in action because everyone's judging each
no,
other.
everywhere, yeah,
Everyone's like judging each other and go, this was AI. This was definitely AI. Like your post is not that insightful. If it has like more than three emojis and it has an ellipse in it and it like starts with like all capitals like in like perfect sentences, we know you used AI. And so everyone like judges each other. And now I'm like starting seeing people like start their sentences without a capital just to go, this wasn't
yes,
written by
yes,
AI.
yes, 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 yes. You don't know what, like, because we usually talk like that anyway, but
Just put like a spelling mistake halfway through and go, this wasn't bad. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just
yeah,
so
like I
funny.
I definitely use it because I want to, like, I need to check my grammar, obviously, because I'm not native, and like overall to put sentence in order. I absolutely use it, like when, and sometimes I even ask
Yeah.
to write it with like with Russian accent. Let's
You're
say,
just gonna write it with a Russian
yeah,
accent
so
just to
because
make it
because
seem
I just
more.
don't want to sound too polished.
That
Too,
is so
yeah.
funny. I'll give that to you. All right. Well, moving on. We have some good news, everyone. So we thought we'd just chuck this in here, just like a quick little reference because we're very excited. Because to be honest, I didn't think this was gonna happen this year. I mean, I think we're both a little busy. A lot is happening. Client work is a little insane, but we're saying we're gonna make it happen, and I believe us. And so here we are. Oh yeah, what are we
Yes,
officially
we
announcing?
are announcing our cohort 2.0, a better
2.0.
version, and yeah, I also didn't believe that because we like it it was so much time effort to do that one, and I thought we're doing this and that's it. We are not in it anymore. But once I heard that feedback from our students, and in the process, you remember how it was? Like, it was just so
It
cozy,
was
like
crazy.
meeting every Friday and talking through things and sharing and being helpful. Like, I don't know, it makes me happy. And after that, we thought, let's do it again. And
Let's do it
here we are.
again. To be fair, I thought we were only going to do it like next year, but we decided we're going to squeeze one in before the end of the year because how can we not? Our goal was always two a year when we initially brainstormed this with Wix Studio and the team there. And we were like, we want to do 2 year, like this is how we want to like run it, blah, blah, blah. But all the work that went into the first one, we were like, this was insane. How do people run courses? Because it's just nuts. But yeah, like you said, we really enjoyed it. But this time we actually have a landing page because beforehand we just used Maven's landing page, and
No,
so we're very proud.
no, but we just never finished it.
We
We
never
started
finished
with
it.
this. Yeah, we just decided not to. Yeah, it's all time which we don't have.
Look, it's so pretty. I actually need to update it. Yeah, there we go. So we actually have it live. There's a little video of what you can, expect.
What's the domain? What's the domain?
It's
Uh,
studiocollective.club. Doo-doo-doo. And so it's all about like who the cohort's for, what you actually get in it. Obviously we've got some sick animations, and then there's like actually a breakdown of what you get every week. Loads of video lessons, and like obviously we have awesome feedback from people who were great and on our course, and they were just like legends. So yeah, please go check it out. We're very excited for your feedback. Um, yeah, we are
yeah.
opening.
So the registration will be also open today, or
It
when
will
will be
open on Monday.
Monday?
On Monday, when is Monday? The 18th of
Yeah. So the
August.
important thing that we don't want to have many people because we liked the the
Small
idea of
groups.
very small, like a family thing. And
Exactly.
how many still we had? 12. Yeah,
You
that's
wanted
what.
12, but I said 15,
Yeah.
just
Okay, we can
just
do
in case.
15.
I feel like 15 is a better number. I like the number 15. So yes, we have 15 spots. We're very keen to have you guys join us. Like we said, it is a live cohort, so we meet every Friday, but it also has video lessons, so you can kind of go with it. And like there's a whole community portal, you can chat with each other. It's a whole thing, and we're very excited for you to see. I don't know if I should actually share what that looks like. Just like the Maven like portal. Should I do that? Why not? Why not? Why not? So here's like a little preview of what this is going to look like
You're not
once you're
sharing.
actually in it. I'm
You're not
trying. Hold
sharing.
on.
No.
There we go. Can you see now?
Yeah.
So this is like the dashboard that you'll be able to see, and in here is like everything. So it's if you jump into it, it will basically tell you like, hey, this is what you can expect. Again, we have loads of videos, key elements, stacking, layout tools. So we literally run through every part of building a Wix Studio website. So everything from your foundations to how to set up your project properly to client sessions. So we actually run through our client sessions of like how we run our businesses and our studios and how we do certain things. And then we actually get into like a live build where we go from like a Figma file all the way into like actually building it in Wix Studio. So we're very keen for you guys to all see it. And obviously we have homework, so you have to like submit your project every week, and like there's chats and everything. We'll be able to do that. So there's a
Yeah, and
lot.
you will
There's a
have
lot
our
happening.
feedback on the build, and you can ask, like if you're stuck with something. We were just like sharing Loom videos to show what can be. So
Exactly.
yeah, that's why we wanted a very limited number of students to be
Yeah.
able to work with everyone.
It's a lot of work, but we love it. All right, so that was our quick little spiel. Please go check it out. We'll pop the link below so you guys can go check it out. And then you can sign in on Maven. It will be running from the 22nd of September. So there is like literally 5 weeks from now. So we're doing a very quick turnaround. But the end of the year is a bit crazy. So doing it earlier is always better. So yeah, we're excited for all of you to give us feedback and join us. It's going to be great. All right. Let's move on to our next little segment, which is obviously our build along. As you have followed us, as you can see, we are building a little website, and basically just sharing how we would go about building something like this. We've found like everyone finds it really valuable. All right, so I'm going to share my screen and then we're going to dive into the next section. So the next section we've realized a bit late, to be quite honest with you, because their UI wasn't great. It wasn't very good. But basically, let me share my screen. They have some interactions that we didn't even realize that they had. And so we were like, okay, what's a minimal version of this that we can build? Because this would be quite complicated if we actually wanted to build it out. But we'll run you through our ideas of
But
what that would technically
can you
look
show
like.
why it's complicated? Because it doesn't look like complicated, but it's getting
Yeah.
complicated when you click on the.
So insane is that? Like, and I would not have even known that's there. That's the
Yeah,
craziest part. And so they really should have done that on hover, but they didn't. They only did it on click, which you wouldn't even know. Like, if the first one was highlighted by
yeah,
default,
yeah,
that would have made sense, but none of them are highlighted by default. Anyway, so we were like, okay, we're gonna have to play around with this because building this out will actually take much longer than we have time for. But Olya, if we did want to build out something where it is like, interactive like that, where if they hover on the one side, the image changes on the other, that is possible.
yeah, yeah.
Could
That's
you
absolutely
briefly explain what you would
possible.
do while I prep it?
You can trigger the change in, like, any element can trigger to change another element. So it's precise and it's a bit like thorough work when you have in one place you have all these 4 images as separated images, and you connect the button, the containers. You build the containers, the 4 containers instead of repeater, and you connect every single container to change the image. And you can do it hover or you can do it click.
Mm-hmm. So it's possible, is basically what we're
It's
saying. We just
possible,
don't have
yeah.
time to do it now. So we might do that in a later episode where we literally just build out for the entire episode
It's
because
also like, because you will need to, for mobile version, you will need to have a different layout
completely
completely,
different
because
build.
you will not be able to reproduce it in on mobile.
Yeah, I checked what they did on mobile and it was basically like they redid the whole section into cards. So it's like a whole different vibe. All right, so I wanted to run you guys through quickly what I did. So obviously I added a new section. As we can see on what they've done, it kind of comes in a little bit more on the sides. So I have increased that kind of padding on the ends, and I just brought in their image. And so I'm just going to bring in our title, and then we're going to build like this little tag, which Olya actually gave a really nice little tip on how to do that. I'll run you guys through the best way to do that. I'll delete that. So now, how to make a little tag, which is quite fun because I always like struggle with little tags just because they're all nice and stuff, but like trying to like measure this out and like have it like be perfect in every way, shape, or form is like an absolute mission. So I'm gonna go Y shelter. So probably like swap out my tabs. So Y shelter. And then what she did was do max content here and then add it and place it in a container. And then for the container, also make it max content. So it will always be max content. And
You
then
can
on
remove
there, we can bring
the minimum width appeared. Sometimes it does, so you just remove it because it may, yeah.
still on the container, as you guys can tell. And then what did you use? I think it was 15.
15 for side and like 7-ish something, yeah. And make it
Maybe.
gray and corner.
Cool. So that's like a quick little tag, which I loved. It was great. Very cute and sorted. So we have this. I'm going to stack it. And then we're going to work on whatever comes below it. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a repeater. Okay. So in the repeater, what we're not going to have is like this fun little interaction where it like expands and the image changes. Like we said, we kind of briefly explained how we go. The expanding though, we did struggle with. So what we're going to do instead is just bring it like a repeater. And we're just going to make it super simple, nothing crazy. But we're just going to have a slight little like hover animation, and that's going to be great. So let's jump into our layout tools. We jump into our repeaters and we'll bring in a stunning little repeater. We'll put that over here. I'm going to jump into each one of them. I'm going to give it that lovely little gray border that it has. That's going to be one. Obviously, it doesn't have a background. And what I'm going to do right off the bat, like anything, it always needs a bit of padding. So I'm going to go about like 3 VW on the sides, 2 VWs from the top. That might be a bit much, maybe just one. We'll play around with it and see. And then right off the bat, I'm going to apply a CSS grid to it. I'm going to do that for now. And then I know we have an icon. And look, that's the beauty of a repeater. Look, our entire structure is already there. Nothing too crazy. We don't have to redo it time and time again. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into...
You can just grab any shape from
what these?
what you see. Yeah.
Lovely. Okay, so because we have SVGs for our little icons, we're basically just going to add a basic shape and then just change it from there. So I think our first one was a little file. So that's quite cute. We'll change that up now. And then what we're going to do is add some text. I think we're happy with like an H4 situation. There we go. And then I'm going to bring in a little paragraph as well. Lovely. So I'm just going to have that stack. And then I'm going to make this. So as you can see, it's not expanding. And why? It's because we have a minimum and maximum amount of that. So we're just going to go minimum max. I never really know the difference, to be fair. Let's just go max. It's max. Let's see.
Yeah, just it has minus.
I just clicked on it, and what I've done is I've centered it, and so then it realizes.
By the way, did you see that they have a new thing on the stacks, like resizing or refit resize? Do you have it?
Where?
On the stack, it's a new. No, you don't have it.
I don't know. Where do I look for it?
It's just on the stack, usually on the left or right top of the stack. When it automatically resize your the repeater.
Doesn't look like I have it. Where can I complain? Be like, yes, I would like this too, please. Thank you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a bit of a gap in between because we just want it to air a little bit. And then I'm wondering if I should make this a max as well.
So if we make it this max and the vector add is also a percentage, it will not work,
just disappear.
Yes. So you want to make some like solid number.
Or should we just keep it 0.3?
Yeah, you can just keep.
I think let's just do that instead. I feel like my side padding's a bit aggressive, so I'm gonna go bring that back a little.
And we need to make the borders corners, yeah.
And then I feel like we need some spacing here as well. Okay.
Now we can do the hover.
Does that make sense? Yeah. Does that make sense? Does that look all right? I think that looks fine. Okay, so we actually need to add one because there's 4. There we go. I'm gonna replace this. So we're running through this really quickly. It's just because we've done this like twice before, by the way. So we're like, how should we build this? Like, what would be the best approach? And so here we are. All right, so we're just gonna change this to green. I think they're all green. Okay, and then for our hover, we are going to add a hover animation. Just like a quick note, like with these, if you set out like a preset, you can actually only choose one of them at a time. Where if you jump into custom, like there's a fair few things that you can do at a time. And so what we want to do is we want to create custom animation. Oh, that was a horse. Custom animation, and we are going to change the background color. So there's not really much we need to change in our initial, I don't think. So let's head on over and just change the background color to yellow when someone hovers on it. Is there anything initially that we want to add, or that you can think of to make
Like
it look a bit nicer?
I usually I can add very slight like movement. For example, the scale you can do like 103 on X and Y. So
Just for a little
it gives,
something.
yeah, it will give a little, maybe even 1 point.
Just a little
But it
pop,
has to be the
right?
same, like 3 because it otherwise it's not proportional. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that'd be cute. We love that. All right, so let's see. 1.3 seconds, we're happy as well. All right, so I'll just test it out. See, look at that. It's lovely. We really like that. Cool. And then I might see what this looks like stretched out. See if that, oh, where's it gone to the side? Nobody knows.
So I think, yeah, you can just align it like the whole stack. You dock it to the top and make the whole section maximum height. Because right now this stack is not docked to the top.
It's just in the middle of nowhere. Agreed. All right, so I'm just going to add some text before we do those final changes. Do we want a little? Right, so that needs to be 100%. And then I feel like we need some space. We need some space between the stack. Let's go 20. So I got some breathing room. Yeah, see, that makes it so much easier to read. And then just get some text going so it doesn't look so theme heading 1, heading 2. Okay. So to save some time, let me jump into this one and then jump into this one, and then I'm going to stack them. Oh, yeah, that one. And then this one, and I'm going to stack them. And then I'm going to dock it to the top, into the middle. Oh, don't have any
100%
space.
and add, yeah, gap between the columns and go for 50 maybe as a gap.
Think a bit more. And then I just need this one to be 100% as well.
Yeah, you see this little thing on the stack? You have it.
Where?
At the yes, just right there.
What,
No.
here?
No, when you go to now you're on the text, go to back to stack. You see this like line and the arrows in between lines? Just
This.
yes, this is the new one.
What does it do?
It just resized to fit, so it's supposed to,
Maybe.
because sometimes the stack can behave funny.
Right. That's already looking a bit better. Okay.
So I would go with this. I wouldn't stretch it. I would just go for fit the, not fill but fit, and make the
Do
image
you
as this.
think our other option is maybe making it sticky? Because if this is longer, is that a long enough scroll to maybe make it sticky?
And I wouldn't say so. It can be even less than section V1 VH 100 VH. I would just because there's a composition in the middle and we don't want it to be cut off. You just go to fit and
Then like the corners will not go with it.
and you can reset it. No, the corners should work. Reset the image. You have the corners and
We should just make it sticky. I feel like that'd be cute.
you can dock it as well to the top, make it 100% as a width.
Or just reset it. Okay. And then maybe do sticky.
Yeah, you can do sticky. Then you will need to stick it the exact number of the padding, of the bottom padding. Oh, sorry, top padding. And if your padding is in responsive pixel, we can't find it in the sticky thing, unfortunately.
Okay, so we need to change our top padding to, let's say, 50 pixels.
No, VW. You had VW. VW. We have the VW in the sticky.
So we have it in sticky.
Yeah. We don't have only pixels on Canva. So you change percentage
W.
to.
Do we need it for the bottom as well? I
You
never
have
understand
padding.
this bottom and top thing.
Bottom and
I'm
top,
always
it's
like,
actually, I can show. It's fun. It's a bit tricky to set up because it's not only the order of sections, but yeah, I can show it on next episode.
awesome. I feel like, okay, that looks really nice, but I feel like we need maybe a little more padding at the top here because that feels aggressive. So maybe I do that. But look at that. That looks lovely. Very
Yeah,
happy.
you can add just padding on the previous section so you don't mess with the.
The sticky situation.
Yeah.
In the previous one. Awesome. There we go. All right. We'll go and change that out afterwards, but I think we got it. All right, so now we're going to jump into responsiveness. For, I don't know if I like this. I
would
might
go
just go
for, just swap it.
yeah, straight into our next kind of responsiveness. So the first thing we're going to be doing is adding our gaps. So can you see like bringing in all of the padding in our previous like settings really helped us out because this would have been like such a mess. So we already have like spacing, we have space to think. So I'm going to go for, no, not that one. This one. So for the gaps, I'm just going to put some gap between there. So that looks a lot better. And then what I'm going to do, let me actually just see what this looks like. Okay, we need to remove the sticky, by the way. Sticky needs to be removed. So we'll just have that be normal. Okay, so we have that. That looks fine.
We need more
Might
padding.
add that padding, yeah. Right, and then we'll get into this. So obviously people are hovering on other screen sizes, so that is something that we can keep in mind. But what I'm going to do is for the previous section, I'm just going to be adding the padding.
You're adding for both top and bottom.
Good spot. So I'm just going to add 50 there just so we have some space. Looks a bit like I'm breathing, so that's really good. Okay, so now getting in here, I kind of want to up a few things. So the first thing I'm going to up is our spacing here. Aggressive, maybe 30. And then in between these as well, I'm also going to make them 30. So this is really all about your layering. So these things are your best friend, by the way. If you're lost at any point, like where in the entire stack that you are, I'd highly recommend like using this because it will just change your life. So make sure you know where you are. You will eventually just get a feel for it and things will just make a lot more sense. Okay, so we have some space. It looks a lot better. I might up this font a little bit because it really feels really small. So I'm going to go with 22. Okay, I think that's a bit better. Good.
I'm just yawning already.
Just dying at the background. Lovely. So let's go on. Do you think it's worth like removing the interaction altogether in mobile?
Yeah, I usually do.
Because it might just get really annoying. So what we're going to do in there is we're just going to remove it.
Yes.
So it won't remove it for like the actual desktop, but it will remove it for our mobile version, by the way. Okay.
And probably I would switch the item, like the icon on the top of the stack rather than so. And because
we're going to jump into our stack. We're just
it's
gonna
not
do
stack,
that.
it's a container. But
sorry, the container.
it's what we
Gonna just do that. And then
yeah, I would go even smaller.
I think
And I would
maybe we should make it like 30 pixels. Oh no, might be a bit.
I just did maybe 15. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I don't like about the switches. They just don't understand the height.
Anyway, okay, so we're basically gonna dock it to the side, dock it to the top, and then we're gonna like look at this grid overall, and you'll see it's actually 200 pixels. So I'm gonna jump into that, and I'm wondering if we should make it max content or if we should actually just give it a minimum.
You can just go auto. It will take.
Do you think?
Yeah. If you go for auto. Yeah, and now you go for auto on the second one and just add gaps.
There we go. Right, quick thinking. And then we'll go 20 pixels here. And then maybe make these a bit bigger as well. I think we're done.
I think
We're good?
flip.
Do we like it?
Yes.
Amazing. All right. We are done with our next kind of version of this section, and so we will keep building on the next one. But please go check out our Studio Collective site. If you guys have any questions, please let us know.
Let's leave the link.
Yes, we'll leave the link down below in the description, and obviously also put it in the Facebook post. But it is 10 p.m. where Oya is. She's tired and she's over it. It's only midday where I am, so it's perfect. All right, but thanks you guys for joining us, and we will see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.